Another strong session in today's trade. We managed to peak another fresh all-time high for ourselves. 16,300 plus levels is what we saw intraday in today's trading session. Having said that, a little bit of a disappointment considering we didn't close above 16,003K, but even the closing at 16,291 plus levels on the Nifty Futures was regardless a fresh all-time closing high for ourselves. It continues to be the broader markets which have been lagging, and today was no different. Today as well, you had largely the declines which took over and very few hands when it came to the advances. Towards close, although we picked up some amount of momentum, but even then there was 91 stocks standing to the reds with about 73 to the advances within the listed F&O universe. The big star performer today was clearly Bharti, and Bharti all the way at the highs of the day. The stock was holding up in excess of 6.25%. A 600 rupee per share mark came by on Bharti. The highs as well have been around these levels as well. And clearly the news flow on Vodafone is turning out disadvantageous for Vodafone, but it's spelling out to be advantage Bharti. So a bit of a sentimental move as well coming in there, although the stock settled in lower than the highs of the day, but still we closed in with a good 4% traction on Bharti. The churn of the sectors and individual stocks clearly continues, and it's the laggards once again which have been participating in the rally, be it Reliance, which held out by another 2% in today's trading session, or for that matter ITC, which held out 3.5%. And then of course there are other sectors like technology as well as metals which too participated in today's trading session. So Telecom, Tata Steel, JSW Steel, SAIL, NALCO, you had a Nestle. These were all holding out in today's trading session too. Add to that the FMCG pack led by Tata Consumer, Nestle. They were all participating along with the Britannia as well. From amongst the broader markets too, while of course you had Chola Finance hold out 4.5%. The big story was today really in Telecom. So not just Bharti, but Indus Tower as well held out by about 4%. And interesting, a move coming in on Vodafone. While sure enough, it nosedived and start on opening bell today, it actually recovered all of the lost ground and broke into the green towards closing bell. Besides that, you had IDFC First, which was a drag, was down about 4% today. Bosch, which was down about 4% in today's trading session. Coromandel International, which was down 3.5%. ICICI Pru as well was a laggard by about almost 3%. And SBI Life, wherein Carlyle offloaded part of their stake earlier today in a block deal, that was also a laggard, closed in just mildly soft, still holding on to those 1100 price levels, 0.3% loss coming in there. And then SBI, after the big move that it saw in trade yesterday after its numbers, today SBI slackened by about 3.5%. But aside of earnings, you got the big one, that's the Monetary Policy Committee outcome tomorrow. During market hours, the expectation is that it's going to be a status quo stance as well as status quo on rates. But let's see what the commentary is. That's going to be critical, whether the RBI now pays heed more to growth or it's going to get into inflation fighting more.